Welcome to Homeless U.S. News.
In the dim back streets of Vancouver, life flickers between hope and despair. They call this place Hollywood North, a land once radiant with promise, industry, and the pulse of prosperity. But behind that glow, thousands drift in silence, their names lost to the cold wind. Explosively, in this glittering coastal paradise where luxury high-rises pierce the sky, a toxic underbelly festers. Rampant addiction and squalor swallow lives whole, turning vibrant streets into open-air nightmares. Shockingly, tents sprawl like wounds across affluent parks, where desperation's stench clashes with million-dollar views, revealing a city devouring its vulnerable. Statistics on homelessness in Vancouver.
I really feel good about myself, my health. Everything is just worse right now. I want to keep trying until I get it. I want my life back.
Numbers don't cry, but people do.
I don't want to be out here.
In the March 2025 count, 5,232 human beings were found without a home across Greater Vancouver, 2,715 inside the city itself. Behind each digit is a name, a favorite song, a memory of a bed that used to be theirs. The math is simple and brutal. More people outside, fewer places to go, and nights that feel longer than they used to. What changed isn't just the total, it's the texture of daily life. Unsheltered homelessness has grown, so the crisis isn't hidden in reports. It's on sidewalks, near bus stops, at the edges of parks where tents bloom after sunset. You can feel the tension in small moments, someone guarding a backpack like it's the last fragile piece of their story, someone else calculating how far they can walk before their legs give out. These are not outliers, they're neighbors crossing our path while we hurry to the next appointment. Counts like these are snapshots, not the full film. Some people slip through, not seen, not heard, still surviving. But even a snapshot tells you when a house is on fire. Vancouver's is. The question is whether we treat it like smoke we can ignore, or a signal we can't. Hotspot areas, downtown Eastside, DTES. Just east of Vancouver's glittering core, the downtown Eastside concentrates the city's most visible homelessness. Along Hastings and Main, SRO hotels, shelters, meal programs, libraries, and overdose response sites stand within a few blocks. Services cluster here because need does. Encampments rise and fall with weather and enforcement, often reappearing in lanes or along CRAB Park when streets are cleared. Many residents cycle between precarious rooms and nights outside, while frontline teams respond to drug poisonings, wellness checks, and fires.
First time overdosing on Fentanyl.
I should feel better in a few minutes.
And I was dead for 8 hours. To be real with you guys, I know how to hustle too. That doesn't mean drugs need to be eating. I can hustle.
Police, sanitation, and bylaws rotate through, but conditions reassemble nearby within days. Pressure spreads in every direction. Businesses board windows after break-ins. Tenants fear alarms at 3 a.m. Paramedics return to the same corners times a day. Yet relationships hold neighborhood together. Outreach workers remember names. Community centers act as living rooms, and mutual aid tables keep people warm and fed. Safe supply programs in Vancouver. promise of safer supply is simple. Keep people alive today so tomorrow is possible. In Vancouver, that promise runs through witnessed dosing, a system built on human contact, check-ins, a clean dose that won't kill. It's not perfection, it's prevention. Supervision changes the rhythm of survival. It can mean early alarms, bus transfers, and waiting rooms when you're already exhausted. It can feel exposing to step through a clinic door. But it also means someone notices a cough or a wound, offers naloxone, a housing lead, a bed and detox, then says, "Come back tomorrow." Harm reduction works when it removes friction. That means longer hours that match real lives, mobile teams that meet people where they are, transit support so a missed bus isn't a missed dose, low barrier IDs and warm handoffs, from safer supply to treatment, from treatment to housing with grace for setbacks. The real measure isn't a headline. It's fewer funerals, fewer poisonings, more people choosing tomorrow. Vancouver's balance is clear. Access and safety, dignity and oversight, survival today and recovery ahead. Your turn. Would later hours, mobile dosing, or transit vouchers remove the biggest barriers? Anything missing? On-site inhalation spaces? Street-level outreach? Comment below and subscribe to Homeless US News so your voice helps push practical solutions into the light. Temptations of drug use. On Vancouver's streets, substance use rarely begins as rebellion. It begins as relief. When rain seeps through jackets and sleep comes in nervous snatches, people reach for anything that steadies the hands or warms the chest. Nicotine calms the nerves, stimulants fend off exhaustion, and opioids mute pain. It isn't glamour. It's triage for a body and mind under siege.
Ever since I started using again, I should feel better in a few minutes.
The drug supply is toxic and unpredictable. Fentanyl and its analogs turn coping into risk, and more people now inhale, shifting both danger and response. Supervised consumption and overdose prevention sites keep people alive. Oxygen, naloxone, a clean space, a name remembered, but stigma, limited hours, and displacement leave many outside. Lost medications and constant moves reset progress, making temptation less a moral failing than a crude survival tool.
Nothing nice. Biggest mistake of my life. But as long as I'm not sick, that's all that matters to me at this moment.
Nonprofit organizations. When the rain drums on tarps along Hastings, nonprofits show up with lights on and names remembered. At Covenant House, Vancouver, a youth worker meets a scared 17-year-old at 2 a.m. with a hot cocoa and a quiet, "You're safe here." If you were standing there, what words would you offer to cut that fear in half? Down the street, Union Gospel Mission turns breakfast into dignity and dignity into next steps. Do you believe a hot plate and a listening ear can reset a day? What moment convinced you that small kindnesses still move mountains? With PHS Community Services Society, a nurse kneels beside someone shaking with withdrawal, offering calm and a path away from the toxic supply. If you witnessed that scene, would you take their hand or look away, and why? Lookout Housing, Plus Health, and Rain City. Housing keep doors open because everyone deserves a key that fits. What makes a place feel like home to you? The smell of soup, a dry blanket, or a gaze that doesn't judge? At downtown Eastside Women's Center and First United, women are seen and protected. The right legal letter at the right time can keep a family together. Which organization in Vancouver do you think deserves a shout out today, and what would you thank them for? If this moved you, tell us in the comments what hit hardest. and subscribe to Homeless US News so these voices travel farther. Root causes of the crisis. Vancouver's homelessness crisis doesn't begin in a tent. It begins in the math families do at the kitchen table. Rents keep climbing while wages lag, vacancies stay painfully low, and the upfront costs of moving, deposits, fees, first and last month turn into a wall most people can't clear. One missed shift, one unexpected medical bill, one rent hike, and the thin line between getting by and nowhere to go snaps. For neighbors managing depression or substance use, wait lists stretch for weeks or months. Every day without care is another night outside and another morning trying to thaw cold hands around a paper cup of coffee. Ownership doesn't offer relief. When home prices soar, land and redevelopment costs ripple through the entire market, pulling even modest rentals out of reach. Years of underbuilding truly affordable and supportive housing, slowed by zoning limits, long approvals, and rising construction costs, left supply chasing reality. New jobs, new families, new arrivals who all need doors that actually open. Inequity deepens the damage. Indigenous people remain disproportionately affected, a result of historic harms that never fully healed and present-day barriers that still block the path to stability. People also come from other BC communities seeking services in a milder climate, only to find that shelter beds and supportive units haven't kept pace. This isn't a story of individual failure, it's a systems failure that punishes ordinary setbacks. The fixes aren't abstract. Build more non-market and supportive homes, expand low-barrier mental health and addiction care, steady incomes and jobs so a missed bus doesn't cost a lease. Repair the math and you start repairing lives. Proposed solutions. Vancouver doesn't need slogans, it needs doors that lock, lights that turn on, and support that stays. Start with housing. First Plus 24/7 care, nurses who know your name, counselors on rough mornings, and case managers walking people from tent to key. Convert hotels and SROs, build modular homes on public land, and fast-track nonprofit projects so we count move-ins, not meetings. Pair each unit with mobile primary care, mental health, and addiction medicine. Prevent the fall. Expand rent banks, emergency move-in funds, and tenant legal help. Run eviction diversion, target rent supports to seniors, youth aging out of care, and women fleeing violence. Confront drug toxicity with compassion and backbone. Add supervised spaces, including indoor inhalation where permitted. Open treatment now. Low barrier OAT, rapid detox, step-up/step down recovery. Deploy 24/7 crisis teams to de-escalate and divert from ERS and jail. Restore dignity daily, hygiene hubs, laundry, safe storage, ID clinics, peer-led outreach, Indigenous-governed services. Grow social enterprise jobs, street cleaning, kitchens, deconstruction that pay a living wage. Measure what matters and publish quarterly. Homes created, exits to permanent housing, treatment started and completed, deaths prevented. Fund what works on multi-year cycles. Your turn. Which piece would change the most lives fastest? Housing, treatment, or prevention? Tell us below. If these voices matter to you, subscribe to Homeless US News, tap like, and share to help push real solutions. Harms of drug use. That zombie look you've seen isn't an act, it's deep sedation from a poison supply. When fentanyl is cut with tranquilizers like xylazine, people slump forward, lock at the hips, and sway because their nervous system is being slowed to a crawl. Breathing gets shallow, blood pressure drops, and they can't stay upright even if they try. Add benzo-type adulterants and the blackout stretches longer, which is why you'll see someone frozen in place, folded over a railing or a curb. On the stimulant side, long-term meth use wrecks mouths in a hurry, what dentists call meth mouth. Constant dry mouth strips away saliva's protection. Sugar cravings and days without brushing fuel, rampant decay, and jaw clenching and grinding. Bruxism shred enamel until teeth chip, loosen, and fall out. Layer in poor nutrition, infections, and street living, and the damage snowballs. Sores don't heal, gums recede, abscesses spread, and pain makes sleep and recovery even harder. None of this is about choices in the way people think. It's the predictable outcome of a toxic, unregulated drug market colliding with homelessness, hunger, and untreated health issues. What do you think pushes people to use alone? Fear of judgment, no safe indoor spaces, or something else? If you could greenlight one fix tomorrow, supervised indoor inhalation rooms, faster addiction treatment, or emergency dental care, what would you pick and why? Drop your take in the comments, and if these on-the-ground truths matter to you, please like the video and subscribe to Homeless US News so more people hear what's really happening and what can actually help. Bright future innovations. When we look past the fog of bad headlines, you can feel Vancouver starting to turn a corner. Build Now projects are moving, red tape is thinning, and harm reduction and treatment are being tied more closely to supportive housing. Every unit that opens and every person who gets into care is one more chance to step off the sidewalk and back into stability. On the ground, small wins add up. Mobile health teams rolling block to block, modular buildings opening months, not years, sooner, and bridge programs that help people stay sober while they wait for permanent keys. The goal isn't just more housing, it's faster housing and keeping renters in the homes they already have. When permits stop stalling and rent support lands before an eviction notice does, we interrupt that brutal slide from missed payment to lockout to tent. On the health front, meeting people where they are, lowering barriers, offering safer pathways, and connecting directly to recovery keeps a heartbeat steady long enough for tomorrow to arrive. Real progress looks like fewer funerals, quieter ER nights, and a city where the word shelter means home, not a mat on a gym floor. At Homeless US News, we'll keep tracking whether these levers, build, protect, treat, actually bend the numbers in the right direction. Which lever do you believe would make the biggest difference right now? Building faster, stronger renter protections, or expanded treatment and recovery? Drop your take in the comments. Your perspective might be exactly what someone out there needs to hear. And if you believe stories can move people to act, please subscribe to Homeless US News so you won't miss what comes next. Conclusion. Vancouver stands at a decisive moment. The crisis on its sidewalks isn't a passing storm, but a pressure system years in the making, where high rents, scarce vacancies, untreated trauma, and a toxic drug supply converge on the same blocks. Yet the same city that innovates in film, tech, and sustainability can innovate in care, housing, and recovery. The question is whether we choose to scale what works, or settle for cycles that don't. Real change looks practical, not abstract. More supportive housing with on-site services, low barrier treatment with warm handoffs to recovery housing, targeted rent prevention for households one bill away from the street, and indoor supervised health spaces that match how people actually use. It means steady outreach, not episodic sweeps, data that guides action, not delays it, and funding that bridges pilots into permanent programs. Businesses, residents, and service providers can be partners instead of opponents when the goal is safer sidewalks and fewer funerals. On Homeless US News, we tell these human stories so they don't drown in acronyms or policy jargon. If this episode clarified the stakes, add your perspective in the comments. What should be funded first? Which neighborhoods need pilots now? Your voice helps push leaders to move from plans to keys and doors. Vancouver can be more than beautiful, it can be fair. Let's measure success not only in skyline views, but in nights safely slept indoors. If you're with us, like the video, share it, and subscribe to Homeless US News. Awareness starts the spark, action keeps it burning.